I feel like I look really tired today. I had about 4.5 hours sleep last night. It wasn't even the children. I was just absolutely wired in bed. I had some insomnia, which I get every now and again. And I wish I could say that I did something really profound, like meditated or read philosophy or studied something interesting. But I was kind of just awake watching stuff on my phone in bed. But hey, it's still the holidays. So, first video of 2025. Happy New Year, guys. Let's make 2025 an amazing one. And I managed to end 2024 on such a high note. If you've been watching my channel, you'll know that I have been trading with the prop from the 5%ers for quite some time now. In particular, I've been enrolled onto their hypergrowth program where I need to pass the challenge to get access to the account. Well, I kind of had a target in the back of my mind that I wanted to pass that last year, and I managed to hit the target on New Year's Eve. The very last minute of 2024, I took a really nice trade on EURUSD, which I'll share with you in just a moment on the charts. And I managed to bag a nice win and finally hit that target. It feels so good to be a funded trader. When I first hit the target and passed, I was kind of in shock because it's something I've been working towards for a while. And then I instantly got an email from the 5%ers, first of all congratulating me on passing the challenge, and then a follow-up email instantly providing me with the account details for my new funded account. I was so surprised at how fast it was. It was just automated. It happened straight away, which was amazing. And then also it was instantly a reminder that it's just straight back to work. Trading is a process. It's not like I've hit that goal and then I can stop. We've just got to carry on trading, repeat. And so now in 2025, I am so thrilled to be able to tell you that I am now trading a funded account, an account size of $40,000. And I'm also currently carrying out another prop firm challenge that I am quite close to hitting the target on. This is for the high stakes program, and I'll talk more about them later in the video on the dashboard. Obviously, alongside this, I'm trading my live account as well. So I'm trading 3 different accounts. It's quite a lot, but I am managing this somehow. It's just really exciting to see that once everything falls into place with trading, once you are consistently profitable, it's amazing to see where that takes you. The potential and the growth is limitless. And if you're watching this and you're at the beginning of your trading journey or you are still learning, last year I did launch an ebook, Forex Trading 101. It's a complete guide for beginners, so there's a link below in the description to that. All the other software that I'll be using is also linked below. And please remember to like and subscribe to the channel. And let's jump onto the computer. So I've just opened up MT5 and I was going to show you the trade in my broker here that I took the winning trade, but it's automatically deleted the account, so I can't access the account anymore. So let's go onto the dashboard instead. So these are all of the accounts that I have taken over the years with the 5%ers. I've taken 3 in the past. Now these were years ago. I think these were before, one was before I was even pregnant, and then the others were when I was pregnant, that I didn't pass, which is why they got disabled. This one at the bottom here is the one that I've just passed. So you can see the balance is over $2,000, which was the target. And it's got this disabled status because I've passed that now. So they've cancelled that account and they've created this top account here, the hypergrowth program, and it's blue because it's now a funded account, but it says disabled, and it's always said that. I can't actually access it yet. And I think it's because I am still waiting to hear back from the KYC. So there was 2 steps I needed to do when I got access to this account. The first step was to sign the terms and conditions, which I did. So that's like the contract. So I've signed the contract. And the second step was this KYC, which for some reason it's just not recognizing my address. So I'm waiting to hear back from the 5%ers to sort that out. I'm currently emailing their support, but I'm not like worried about it. I think it'll just sort itself out over the next couple of days. And you know, it's the weekend anyway, so there's no trading to be done. But that's why it's got these inactive days, because I've not actually got the login details yet for this account. And I'm waiting for that to be enabled. But you can still see a first glance of my new account here. So hypergrowth, $40,000. I've still got a profit target of 10%, but that is purely to level up the account. So every time I hit 10% profit target, the account will double, which is super exciting. It's why I'm taking it slow and steady, because I'm trusting in that long-term growth. And if I can do that and continue to hit 10% profit and level up, I can do that pretty much up until the highest level of this account, which is $4 million. I've still got the same rules to respect. So I've still got my stop out level, which is 6%. So I can't hit 6% or more, otherwise I will lose access to this account. I've still got the daily pause, and the inactive days has been increased to 60. So I can trade, I can have like 59 days off trading and then trade as long as I stay active within 60 days. Otherwise I will lose the account. So it's a few things to be aware of to keep the account, but I think that that's pretty fair and straightforward. And there's nothing else to see because I haven't traded it yet. So I'm going to go back into my account overview. You know what? Because this is the first video of 2025, let's just show complete transparency. You've seen all the accounts here. So that's my new funded one. I've also got another evaluation account here, high stakes, which I am currently working my way towards the $1,600 target. So I've got 1,000 profits. So I've got to make 8% profit on the account. I'm currently up 5%, so I'm getting close. And this is when I started just before Christmas. So obviously I've not traded over Christmas, but I am just working away with it to see if we can just start to scale up and start making some really good money with the trading this year. And I am still trading my live account as well. I'm slowly adding money into that account each month as well as trading it so that can grow slowly. And I think when you are more limited on funds, unless you've got some really rich parents or you've just got a different situation in life, when you are lower on funds at the beginning of your trading journey, you've just got to be prepared to be patient and to add to it, treat it like that savings account. And it's pretty amazing how fastly it can compound. I have been quite surprised as well. It's really good. And then at the bottom here, the hyper growth program that's disabled. So this was the account that I passed. So this was the $20,000 account that I've just passed. And I've gone on here so that we can look at the trade that I took, the winning trade on New Year's Eve. Now, I shared a video with you guys on New Year's Eve. And in that video, I was watching EURUSD. I wanted to take the trade live, but it just didn't unfold when I was recording. But after I recorded, when I was editing the video, the trade set itself up. And that was when I placed the trade. So it's kind of like a part 2 from that video. If you haven't watched that yet, check it out below. The difference of this one, you might see there's more profit, is that I decided to increase my risk. I calculated how much money I needed to make to pass the challenge, and I needed to make 3R. My target has been 1.5R a week. It's a very small, achievable target, and I've kept it like that because I just wanted to know that I was going to pass. But for this last trade, I doubled my risk. I thought, hey, go big or go home. It's the last day of the year. Let's do it. And I trusted the trade. It was a pretty nice setup. So I'm going to share this with you right now on TradingView. So I just loaded up the daily chart here for EURUSD. I'm going to just delete these alerts and tidy my charts up before we dive into the analysis. Now, the important thing to note was that it was New Year's Eve. I wasn't really looking for any big moves, but there wasn't any news due out, and this setup was based purely on the technicals, and it was a really nice technical setup, which is why I took the trade. So let's go back in time using this really handy back testing tool to the Tuesday. Obviously, the market was closed Wednesday for New Year's Day. And on the daily, this is what I saw. So if you have read my book or been following my videos, you might be familiar with the trading strategy that I use. I use a price action based strategy. It's intraday, so I'm trading it just in the one day, and it utilizes key daily levels. That's the foundation of my strategy. So the most important step for me always begins with looking at the daily time frame. And the important thing to note here, it's pretty crystal clear, is that price is coming down. It's making a lower high, a lower low, pull back. It didn't break this high, made a new low, dropped down, and it's pulling back. And this is sort of step number 1, is identifying the trend. So we're clearly in a downtrend. Then step number 2 is to look at the most recent daily candlestick close. So the Monday close, a really nice bearish doji. Now, a doji can represent indecision, but because it engulfed the previous candlestick and because we're in this downtrend, I thought that was a really nice signal to look for a short. So I dropped down to the 4-hourly time frame just to get a little bit more clarity on this, and this just shows more candlesticks, but we can see here a nice double top pattern forming. So from this low, we had a tap here, price came down, and we had another tap. It couldn't break this high here. And then on the Monday, the previous day, we got this large 4-hour bearish candlestick down. So that was a really nice indication. Once again, it's rejecting the institutional price level. It's forming this double top. It's clear that price is not able to push higher, so it must come down. Now, I was looking at this just prior to the New York Open, and it's because we got this 4-hourly candlestick pushing up into this bearish candlestick. Now, the best place to find an entry, in my opinion, would be on the faster time frame, so I dropped to the 5-minute time frame. Although I know I wanted to look for a short, obviously the question's always in your mind once you know which direction you want to go in, is where is the best place to get in? Because I don't want to sell at the bottom, I want to sell at the top so that my stop is in a better placement and I'm more likely to stay into the trade and make more money. So I dropped to the 5-minute time frame here, and I like to use my faster time frame so that I can see enough candlesticks from the previous day, because that is what we're looking to use to get into the trade once we identify the setup from the larger time frames. So you can see here that large 4-hourly candlestick that we identified is this price action right here. But what is it telling us? Well, we can see using price action analysis, structure, simple structure, looking at where price has made lows and highs. It made a high here above the institutional price level, but then this is a very interesting pattern because it came down very strong. It made a fair value gap here, and this is the change in behavior from being in an uptrend to a downtrend. We had a push up, we had some really beautiful wick rejections, rejecting the institutional price level, and from then price just fell down here. So this is the pattern we're looking to utilize for an entry. So where's the best place to get in for this trade? Well, I utilized the Fibonacci retracement tool, and I use this pullback here. Now, this is a key structural point because we got this drop down below the change in behavior. Price pulled back, it couldn't break this high, it rejected this institutional price level, and from there we had the very strong drop down. So that is the point of interest. It is where the catalyst happened from, and I'm going to use that to place my fib tool. And I'm looking at these 3 lines here, the optimum trade entry, which are the 62%, 70%, and 79% levels. They are the levels I use to get in for a trade. And I was looking for price to come up, give me some sort of signal in this area to show me that it's going to continue this downtrend today, and then I could get into the trade. In fact, let's just add the session breaks just to make it a little bit more clear. So we can see this vertical line here that just marks the new day, because on the current day, we're actually swinging higher. So I wanted to just see that rejection of the fib before I got in. I didn't want to just place my short because we might see a reversal. So let's just move price on. We got a push up. Now my alert was actually at this point, and that was why I got interested in the trade in the first place, because I was following it, looking for it to move into this area. Now we got this wick rejection, so that's interesting, but it's still quite green. There's still a body there. It's not clear. So I continued to watch before I got into this trade. I'm waiting for a clear signal to show me it's ready to drop. That's the signal I'm looking for. As price dropped down with this large bearish candlestick and it broke this previous little structure point here, I saw that as the change in behavior. So I decided to set my order for a short. Now, ideally, I'd like it to be up here in this optimum trade entry, but I wasn't convinced we were going to get another pullback up there because this was such a big drop down. So I set my order for entry at 1.0416, which was kind of just above halfway of this large bearish candlestick down. I used a 10 pip stop, and I would usually use a 1.5R target, but for this trade, especially for this trade, I calculated how much I needed to pass the challenge, which was a little bit more profit. So I aimed for a little bit more on this trade because I thought that it had the potential to reach that as well, because it's taking out these key points here, but it's not aiming too much for this drop down here. So it's realistic. So once I set my sell limit order, my stop, and my target, I also set an alert here so that I knew when price entered my order, when I got triggered in, without me having to just sit and watch the screens, because that's just not realistic for my lifestyle. And then price did this. It pushed straight up and triggered me in. But then we got this big wick rejection right here, which was really nice because it's showing the push up and the immediate selling. And at that point, I doubled up my orders. So that's what I meant when I said I doubled up my risk. So I had an extra position here for the same target. And price kind of hesitated a little bit. I was getting a bit nervous because I was doubled up in my risk. But once we got this close below these 2 points, then I basically dropped my positions to a tighter stop because I was expecting the immediate drop. So I'm trailing my stop to protect my risk. It's really important, especially when you trade with a prop firm. And price just dropped straight down to my target. And in fact, it continued to go further down as well. So we're seeing this really beautiful sell-off. But it didn't matter because that was all I needed to pass the challenge. Needless to say, I definitely had a celebratory drink that night. So exciting times are ahead. I am really excited for 2025. I wanted to share a video that talked specifically about the trading goals, but for me, they've not really changed just because we're in a new year, because my goals are always the same, which is to protect my risk, protect my capital, continue on consistently making profits. And just carrying on, trusting that process naturally means that the results are going to present themselves. And so I'm really excited as 2025 develops to just see what happens with these trading accounts. You know, I'm aiming to obviously grow my funded account. I'm aiming to pass the second funded account and to continue to grow my live account as well. And of course, it is a privilege to be able to share this with you. As always, I'm always keen to hear what you guys think. In particular, what you want to see more of, what content do you want to see more of, what would help and assist you with your own trading. Let me know in the comments below. Meanwhile, if you've enjoyed this video, please let me know by smashing the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.